Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It's week 11. It's our waiver wire report brought to you by fantasy6pack.net. I'm your host, JP, or DapScout on Twitter. Please come on down, become a full access, all access member to fantasy6pack.net. You have access to our Discord where we break down your entire waiver wire. You can ask us questions like, I got these people on my roster and these people in waiver wire. Who should I drop? We have our actual waiver wire report. Now I'm going to be going over 6 names. The actual report itself can go 20, 30, sometimes 40 names deep to help you win and find that great gem that can help really drive your team to the next level. So without much further ado, let's get into it. I will first off have to tell you that I am really excited because I initially wanted to do a Bad Boys theme, but I was told we should not do a theme song because we were going to get in trouble with YouTube. So we have our first guy here, and that is Noelvi Marte. Yes, he's not back yet, but he's going to start rehab, or what they're calling rehab, June 11th. And then he should be returning around June 27th or so. Although that was me doing the math. Hopefully, I'm about there. Now, Noelvi Marte has been used to be, top 20 prospect. And then started getting out that, he was out of shape and overweight and all these things. And all he did was when he came up last year is he crushed it. I mean, look at this. This is somebody who I definitely would love to have had, right? 316 average in 35 games. That's almost over 120 plate appearances. And that's 3 home runs, 15 runs scored, 15 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. Easily was going to do 2020 and probably more. And then, of course, we'd love to see this, right? 20% strikeout rate, 6% walk rate. If you look at his minors numbers, even better, almost 12 and 18, double. I mean, that's phenomenal. You need to pick him up now before your league mates do. And if they have already, I apologize, but you can't put him on the IL because, of course, he's suspended. But please pick him up now because as soon as word starts getting out that he's killing it in the minors or killing it on the rehab assignment, then you are going to wish you would have picked him up. I mean, everybody needs a third baseman. He might be floated around. There's so many holes in that Reds lineup. Unlike before, like we're doing preseason, we're like, oh, if they take off, where's he going to play? There's so many holes in that Reds lineup that they're going to want to get Marte in there every day. And you should too. So very quickly there, just wanted to let you know about Marte in our Bad Boys edition. Yes, I really wish I could play the theme song right now. Okay, next person on the list is a repeat. We actually have 2 of them here, and that is Josh Smith with the Rangers. So, yeah, I love this. Writing for the Rangers. We must get Josh Smith to the All-Star game. Frankly, I have to agree. And I am not a Rangers fan by any means at all, but the guy plays 100 different positions. He's third base, shortstop, outfield eligible, depending on the eligibility standards in your league. And if you just look at these last 3 games, this is phenomenal to me. This is what's so great about this. So about 30 at-bats. He had 9 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 7 strikeouts. Now you're like, oh man, 7 strikeouts. But then if you go back 15 games, he had about double of the at-bats, which is great because you're not going to be like, well, he was sitting so much. He only had 9 strikeouts, so just 2 more strikeouts. He struck out a little bit more, but he's also increased his home runs because two. I think you're looking at somebody who is incredibly versatile, right? 50 games at third base, 14 at shortstop. He's previously outfield eligible for last year as well. I love what he's doing here. He's going to help you in average. He's going to help you in OBP. He's going to help you in slugging. And he's going to continue to put up numbers, especially runs, as that Rangers team starts to heat up. I think that as the weather is starting to heat up here in Arlington, that ball starts to fly out when it gets humid. You're going to see a lot better numbers overall from that team. Look, they won the World Series last year for a reason. There's just tons of injuries that have occurred. I think they're going to start getting that nucleus back together. And with his versatility, I think they can finally always find a place for him in the lineup, no matter who's going where. With Seager hurt, that's Josh Smith he can put in there. Or, wherever that next injury or rest time is going to be, I think Josh Smith always has some playing time. So definitely pick him up and don't worry about the playing time right now. I think Josh Smith has that on lock. All right. So the other repeat, Oh man, I picked him up everywhere. If you did, you're going to be loving this because we have Matt Waldron, and just like yesterday, well, sorry, last week, I am struggling to remember that R because I want to say Walden, Waldron, and Eric Cross. Somebody who we have on our Fantasy Six Pack show all the time, Fantasy Six Pack Hour. Uh, he really calls out a tale of two seasons. The first 7 games started this season, right? 34 innings pitched, 5.82 ERA, 1.56 WHIP, 8 walks, 18 Ks. That's really great. And then the 284 batting average. Now, a lot of people say with the knuckleball, right, when it's cold outside or when it's cool, it's a little bit harder to grip and kind of get a feel for it. But man, the last 5 games, he's really gotten a feel for it. So 29 innings pitched, 1.84 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, really controlling it. 5 walks. Again, that walk percentage is key because, with that knuckleball, I don't care how good of an artist you are, it's going to do what it wants to do. And if you're able to keep those walks down, you're keeping it around the strike zone, that's phenomenal. And that's exactly what he's doing. 31% K rate and 0.198 batting average against. I mean, he's 11th in the K percentage and 8th in K to walk percentage among qualified starting pitchers over the last 30 days. What are you waiting for? Pause this video, go pick up Matt Waldron and Josh Smith. Hey, and Marte. Well, why not? But Matt Waldron needs to go on. So many starting pitching injuries. There's no reason for you not to have him. I wanted to show this, not because you're going to learn a lot, but because it's fun, because he's a knuckleballer. And it's just not something you typically see here, right? Savant's going to show you because of velocity and things, right? Velocity definitely plays a key role in this. How great your pitcher grades out on various pitches and various things. Fastball velocity, bottom 8th percentile. Average exit velocity, 80th percentile. When they actually, square up on it, right? Chase percentile, 7. And then all the way here, barrel right in the middle. Great, right? Ground balls. He allows a lot. And, people have to do extension because they don't know where the ball is going. But I just love seeing that, right? Because it's breaking run value, breaking ball run value is 21. Because again, what's a knuckleball? It's breaking, it's doing this, and it's doing all kinds of things. It's just fun to see that the value that they've given him is so low because knuckleballs break all the metrics. Anyways, Matt Waldron, definitely somebody you should be going out, picking up if he's on your waiver wires. Don't even think about it. Just pick him up. He's better than whoever your 4th starting pitcher is, probably your 3rd starting pitcher, and in that Padres rotation as well. Okay, next up, and this warms my heart because you've watched me at all, I'm an A's fan, but Miguel Andujar. So if you followed baseball for the last 10 years, you know about Miguel Andujar because what the San Francisco Chronicles talking about right here, right? Miguel Andujar finished 2nd in the American League Rookie of the Year race, batting .297 with 27 homers for the Yankees in 2018. He was, up and coming. Everybody wanted him, especially in fantasy. You wanted a piece of Miguel Andujar because he was the next, right? He was the next guy. And then 6 years later, he's with the A's, and he suddenly looks like a player again because he dropped off the map. Let's look a little bit, right? He was overall ranked up to 14 on Fangraphs. I remember him in top 10 in some areas as well. So definitely, he was up there. And I mean, with those numbers that I just showed you, he probably, should have won the Rookie of the Year. So let's look at where he's been, though. The Yankees, he was with Pittsburgh. And then, of course, now he's with Oakland. Now, Oakland picked him up on the waivers. So Pittsburgh actually was like, forget it. He doesn't even belong in our organization. We're just going to cut him. And Oakland picked him up off waivers. And all he's done in 12 games with Oakland. Now, mind you, Oakland has probably one of the worst parks for power, right? In 50 plate appearances, 2 home runs, 6 runs scored, 12 RBIs, and even 1 stolen base. The man does not want to walk at all. But look at that ISO, right? 163. And the batting average of balls in play is not. I mean, it's not over 300, which always gets me scared. Yes, it's near 300, but I don't think there's much of a correction here, considering that he's doing a lot of other things right. I would love to see an actual number in the walk percentage, but when you're playing in Oakland, a team that has given up, I'm talking from a managerial perspective, not from the executives, not from the players. The players are playing their hearts out. They're going to find time for him, and as he continues to hit, especially so. or they're going to trade him. I mean, who knows what they're going to do in Oakland? But either way, this is one of those play while he's hot. He's 29 years old now. I can't believe he's 29. Man, the guy. If you would have had me guess, I would have said 25 at the oldest. So at 29, he's showing power. He's showing kind of just that weight off his back. He has a 107 WRC plus, which again, 100 is average. So anything above 100 is phenomenal. And you're looking at somebody who might finally be able to, tap into that potential. He has a huge reservoir of potential. Somebody who's highly rated. I love Miguel Andujar, and I picked him up in a bunch of leagues. My AL only league, especially my 4 outfielder league, and my outfielder league that actually says left field, center field, right field. Ugh, hate those leagues, but I'm in them. And so I picked them up there as well. If you have a bench larger than 10, I would definitely pick him up as well. Maybe watch him if you're on the cusp, but he's going to get snapped up quick. I just see good things happening for him. Maybe not for Oakland A's, but definitely see good things happening for him. All right. Next up on the train here, we get to go to St. Louis, and not for one of the old guys, but for one of the young guys. Now, Chris Clegg, Roto Clegg, Masyn Winn deserves a lot more for his excellent rookie season, hitting 311 and then 360 OBP and strong contact. That's 83.7 overall and 86.5% in the zone. I would just stop there. That's crazy. And he could produce similar to 2023 Nico Horner. Raise your hand if you would have said that before this started. I mean, I knew Masyn Winn was a gamer, but if you could give me 2023 Nico Horner, yes, please. So Masyn Winn, top Cardinals prospect. Again, top 20. Sometimes I saw him like 18, 19 in the prospect ranks as well. And all he's done so far is absolutely hit. Now, in the 56 games, that he's played this year so far, 3 home runs, 22 runs, and 21 RBIs with 8 stolen bases. I mean, he's easily going to get 20 probably stolen bases. If he gets me 10, 20, I'd be happy. But it's not just that. It's as the Cardinals continue to warm up, as they get better, those runs and RBI numbers are going to kick up. I mean, he was able to do in AAA almost 100 runs scored. This is somebody who's going to give you some sneaky power. And also, of course, not going to kill you with your average, right? 310, 361 OBP with a 446 slugging. It's not going to hit home runs, right? He's not going to hit a ton of home runs. If he hits double digits, I'm happy. If he hits 15, I'm going to be super happy. But what he is going to do is he's going to play in a consistent Cardinals lineup that's starting to warm up again. And he's kind of carrying the team at the moment. Let's be completely honest. Some of those veterans around him should also start picking up as well. But you have Burleson and a bunch of other guys that should be also at the top of the lineup and really helping out. So I really think this is a great time to buy in at Masyn Winn, with the shortstop being hard to kind of pick, kind of gauge, get a guy with a lot of playing time, and Masyn Winn's getting a ton of it. So Masyn Winn's definitely one of my personal favorites, and I definitely think you should be picking him up there as well. Okay. I know you guys are so excited and waiting. You're like, JP, we need another pitcher. And I'm like, absolutely. Let me get that for you. So Max Meyer. All right. So we know about Max Meyer, starting pitcher for the Florida Marlins, that he was in the rotation and then he went down to the minors. And we'll show you the numbers here in a second, because he actually had a horrible time in the minors. He was doing pretty good in the majors. And then you have to kind of dig in a little bit deeper. But I wanted to call out what Fish on First says here, right? At times, the Marlins rotation has done fine without him, but now there is a clear open spot again, and Meyer's recent starts have been outstanding per Skip Schumacher. And the other thing is, too, what Shoemaker said is that, he's going to be up soon, was the other quote there as well. Is it service time manipulation? I don't know, probably, yes. But let's look at his numbers here. All right. So what he did do in year 25 season. Wow. Again, that's great. Miss all of his 24-year season, but okay. So year 25, he's 25 years old. When he was in the majors, he started 3 games. he had about 7.4 Ks. Now, that was one of the things we wanted him to work on, right? Striking out more people. He definitely has the stuff. 1.59 walks per nine. Great control. So we're great about that. And he kept the home runs respectable, about 1.06, right? Great. And then this is not going to happen. 90% left on base. But, definitely 2.12 ERA. Great. Expected ERA was almost a run and a half above that. So again, there is definitely going to be some regression and some change there. Now, in the minors, started 8 games, no wins, 3 losses. Now, I'm not going to chalk up that because it's the minors and you don't know how good the organization is that day or who they're trying out. So we'll throw out wins and losses. I don't really care about that. What I do care about is the fact that his K per nine jumped almost to 11 and a half. His walks also jumped to 4. And then again, another home run, almost a full home run high. But let's look at this. Batting average of balls in play is almost 380. That is due for massive regression when you get back to the majors and you have actually major league or uh, fielders behind you as well. So what are we talking about here? If you have, a incredibly deep league or deep bench, pick up Max Meyer. It's another one of those pick him up early before everybody else kind of runs to get some. I have picked him up in my 15 team and plus leagues. So my 15 teamers, my 20 teamers, and my 30 team leagues. If you're in an NL only league, obviously you should be picking him up as well if he's available. But I think if you're in a smaller league, right, 10 team, or if you're some other kind of tight league like that, I would wait, but don't wait too long because I definitely see this with the starting pitcher market being what it is, right? Being as shallow as it is, I see Max Meyer quickly becoming a commodity and somebody everybody's going to want to pick up. I just don't want you to be the last person out there to grab him. Okay, so with that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching. We do this as a labor of love. We just want to help you guys out there, and we hope we are helping you. If you have any questions, message me on Twitter. Message me underneath this video on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify, message me there. Anyways, we'll be back here in week 12, and thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. It keeps us all going. Thanks again.